Welcome to Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. I'm Jonna.
And I'm Kim.
And this is our Getting Ready for Sweater Weather episode.
Yeah.
Yes, even though we're having currently the hottest day of the year so far.
It's crazy.
It is, my car said 93 degrees, which is about 34 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
On the way here. And I put on jeans and went back into the house and put on shorts. And yeah, I'm wearing my latest summer knit.
Yeah.
So.
And it was such a tease because last week, was it last week? That
it was nice.
Beautifully cool in the mornings and the evenings. Yeah.
I wore a jacket to take the dog for a walk. And yeah, so summer is having its last hurrah, which it always does.
It does.
You know, I always think optimistically that summer's over. But anyway, yes, it's quite warm here. But we are super excited to talk about our fall knitting plans and also our Petite Knit Knit-Along.
Yeah?
Yes.
We're going to officially announce it.
We're officially announcing it. So the official launch day is October 1st, and we will have a casting on party here at Pick Up Every Stitch. Not on that day because it's a Sunday and they're closed. They're closed Sunday and Monday, but on the 3rd, October 3rd, Tuesday, we're going to have a cast on party here at Pick Up Every Stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the KAL officially starts October 1st and officially ends January 1st. And we're definitely going to have a cast on party and then kind of a finished objects Zoom
show and
episode,
tell.
show and tell thing. And then we were talking about, and you know, you can leave this in the comments below, whether you would like a Ravelry group or Instagram hashtag. We're thinking that you'll just use the hashtag Show Kim and Jonna on Instagram, the one that we always use, and then I will start a Ravelry group. So it's just it's a nice place to chat and, you know, show some pictures and some progress updates and things. So it probably won't be heavily moderated, but we'll both pop in there and see the beautiful pictures.
Right. I mean, it's a busy season with fiber festivals and
and the holidays here in the States.
Yes.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm super excited, and I went through all of the Petite Knit patterns this morning, and actually yesterday and today, and I made a list, and then I corrected the list, and then I crossed stuff off, and then I added stuff, and then I came here and found more stuff. So I have no idea what I'm making.
I don't know either. I was going to ask viewers to make suggestions just because people know my first thought was I need a basic black cardigan, like a comfy, cozy black cardigan, because the one I had previously knit was before I swatched, and it's a little, it fits me, but it's has negative ease, so I can't wear a blouse under it, really.
Right.
It isn't really what I wanted, and so I gave it to my daughter. It fits her perfectly.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I really would love, like your April cardigan, or I'm thinking the champagne cardigan, but it's black, like super boring. It's just I always knit so colorful, like so many colorful things. I just really want a staple.
Well, you mentioned that you had this black cardigan forever and ever that you got at a store that was inexpensive and it was super, you know, it just kind of disintegrated over time.
The elbows.
Yeah. So,
wore through.
I mean, I think that's fine.
Yeah. It's probably what I'm going to do. So I just have to figure out which one.
I mean, there's always this, for me, especially this, you know, tug of war between what I want to wear and what I know is going to be, you know, fit into my wardrobe and be functional, and then what I want to knit, you know, that's really interesting and exciting and colorful. And, you know, I actually envy people who are wearing these beautiful, you know, colorwork sweaters because, well, I have one like that.
Yeah, she does.
Just because, you know, it's funny, my husband said the other day, he said, the last few things you've knit are my favorites. And I said, you know why? Because I'm really knitting for myself. I'm really knitting for my wardrobe, about, you know, in colors I'm going to wear. I'm trying not to let the eye candy and Instagram and other people's, you know, finished objects influence what I knit. Because it's not easy. Right. I browse Instagram and I am just amazed, just stunned, and you know, I just want to make everything that everybody makes.
Yeah, so, even when we started the podcast, we immediately talked about are we going to knit for the podcast or knit for ourselves? Right. And it would just be too much work to knit for the podcast, but it's still tempting, you know, tempting to say, oh, this would look really good. Because honestly, if I knit a black cardigan and I take pictures of it, it's going to look like a black blob, honestly. It's very hard to get stitch definition.
Right.
And a lot of times black looks blue in pictures or gray. So anyway.
So we definitely don't worry about whether it looks good on camera.
Nope.
And we are not influenced by yarn companies or yarn stores.
We're not paid by
even
anybody.
This yarn store, no, we're not paid by anybody. We buy our own yarn. We're just customers here at Pick Up Every Stitch. So anyway, thank you, Karen and Felicia, for letting us film here. So yeah, we're just regular customers. And so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So speaking of Pick Up Every Stitch, they are going to offer a discount on yarn. If you want to, we highly encourage you to purchase your yarn here. So this video comes out on September 15th, so this is the first you'll hear about it. So, and we did announce it in episode 21, start gathering your patterns.
Yeah.
But if you haven't picked out yarn yet, then definitely contact Pick Up Every Stitch, and they'll help you pick out yarn, colors, everything to match whichever pattern you've chosen. And they're offering a discount. So they're going to offer a 10% discount between today, September 15th, and September 30th. And just be aware, if you order on September 30th, you won't have it by October 1st.
Right.
Right? So, which is fine. Because the knit along ends January 1st.
It's about 3 months.
Exactly. So we have a discount code. You're not for online ordering. It's only call or email the shop, and I'll put the information in a caption below, but that contact information is always in the show notes. Yeah. But what's the discount code? I forget.
We're going to announce it at the end.
Oh, okay. We're announcing it at the end.
Yeah.
Yay! So, yeah. That's it, I think.
And the code is good on all the yarn in the store, which is wonderful. And they do carry Sandus yarn, so they've got Pure Gins, and they've got Sunday, they've got Double Sunday, Smart, and probably others I'm not remembering. They have the Sandus yarn, Tin Silk Mohair. So, yeah, they do have the yarns that some of these sweaters were knit in. The samples were knit in.
Right.
So, and many other beautiful yarns.
Yes. You know what I did today? I told you. I was in the area earlier today, and Pick Up Every Stitch opens at noon, and I had already prepared for the video. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to Pick Up Every Stitch, not tell anybody I'm coming, walk in the door, and just browse. I usually don't browse. I usually come in with a pattern, buy the yarn for the pattern, and leave. I don't really browse, but through doing this this podcast, this YouTube channel, and with you and your knowledge of yarn, your interest in yarn, I'm not really that interested in it, which is kind of funny since I knit. I want the finished object. So I know more about it. So I started, a viewer asked for like a scanning shot of the store. So maybe I'll insert that right here. I did kind of a scanning shot video of the shop, of the main side of the shop. The other side is the like lesson tables and the bulky wall. I didn't do that side. But I went from when you first walk in the door to the left, I started right there in those cubbies, and I went through every single cubby and looked at every single yarn and read every single label. And there are so many yarns here that I didn't even know were here.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's really exciting. It was fun, and it was so relaxing. I didn't have an agenda. Oh, it was really fun.
And I was like, wait, my hair's a mess, and I can't get up there, and okay,
I know.
whatever.
I said, are you going to pop by? No. It was fun. I was just here by myself.
No.
Not by myself. There were people here, but I didn't meet anyone here. I didn't have an agenda. I wasn't shopping for anything.
I was at Thornwood Diner. A viewer actually wrote in the comments, oh, I love Thornwood Diner. I go there.
That's funny, right?
Yeah, so I posted it on my Instagram today. So we are often at Thornwood Diner on Wednesdays for lunch. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, we better get busy, or this is going to be a long episode. So, okay. So I organized my things a little bit differently than you did.
That's fine.
Because she already knows what she's going to knit, and I have a general idea of things I'm definitely going to knit. So, and then I made a list of, like I said, petite knit patterns that I would like to knit, but truth be told, I want to knit all of them, and if you told me I could only, if you chose for me, I'd be totally fine with that too, because they're all gorgeous. So
they are.
And then I concluded my list with some, if I had more time, a different lifestyle, was a different person, Those kind of knits, just things that have caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
So possibilities.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how are we going to divide this up?
All right. Well,
why don't you do your first? Oh.
No.
Okay,
I'll start.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Mine's actually pretty simple. If you are a newish viewer, last September, we've mentioned this before, my stash is patterns matched with yarns, and I can honestly say never deviate from that. If I've fallen in love with the pattern and purchased the yarn, that's what I knit. I don't go in and pull that yarn to knit something else. Right. It's specifically designated, and it's fine if you do that. Yeah. They're literally matched in these clear plastic containers with the pattern ready to go. Mm-hmm. So by last fall, I knit a lot of summer knits last summer. Yeah. So by last fall, I was ready for some fall knits, and I had I think 14 sweater quantities of yarn matched with patterns. And I didn't know what to knit first, so I did a video last September. I'll put a little link above Jonna's head to that video. Help Kim decide what to knit next. I can't remember what the title was. And the viewers voted, and after I finished what I was currently working on then, actually it ended up being in January, I was able to finally start what they voted for. And I decided to knit their first choice first, and then I decided I'm going to knit through all of them in order. So the first choice was Here Comes the Sun. I already knitted that, and the next one was the Decision Cardigan, and I already finished that. The next one was Weekender, and I already finished that. So the next one on my list is actually the Soldotna crop by Caitlin Hunter, and I already have, like I said, it's all matched. I had 2 years ago, year and a half ago, purchased a Voolenvine Soldotna kit in her Smitten DK.
And it's, I think, still to this day, the most beautiful Soldotna I've seen.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So there's a beautiful picture of Kristen in hers, in her Instagram, I'm sure, but also in her Ravelry. Website. So definitely go look at it. It's so beautiful. So this yarn will be wound pretty soon, and I'll work on that. And of course, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to do grandma crop. Remember when we coined that term, grandma crop, which is not a long sweater, but it's not a true crop. It's going to cover up everything. Yeah. So that's kind of first on my list. That was first on my list before we decided to do the KAL. So the KAL is also going to happen. What I'm currently knitting actually is on the list, but I'm knitting it out of order. Because this is the Lunenburg by Amy Christoffers, aka Savory Knitting, and I purchased this Green Mountain Spinnery at Rhinebeck 2 years ago. Yes. At New York Sheep and Wool, and my husband and I, when this video airs, we will be in Lunenburg. So I was hoping to have this finished by the time we're there. But I know we'll be there for 2 weeks, so I'll have plenty of knitting time, so hopefully I'll finish it there. Yeah. And it will be cool enough that I can wear it unblocked, right? Why not? Maybe there's an iron in the room and I can like steam block it.
Yeah, or just bring some, I don't know if you use Eucalyptus or whatever, just bring some with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love it already. I have 3 rows left in the yoke. And then
wow, and then just the body.
Yep, just the body.
Oh, wow.
So then it'll move right along. So that's my current project. So after that will be whatever I choose for Petite Knit and the Soldotna crop. The next one on the list for my fall knits is the Hen-Knit, which is a gorgeous colorwork pullover by Marianne Isager. And I purchased already here a while ago Tukuwool. I've always wanted to knit with Tukuwool DK, but all these beautiful colors. It's more colors than I need for the sweater. I'll insert a picture of the sweater, but it's a beautiful geometric shape. Can't really see it on here, but remember that one? This is the earth tones, but there's a jewel tone version, which is just to die for. As soon as I saw that picture on Instagram, and this is how I end up with these sweaters quantities matched with patterns. I see the picture, Isager Yarn or whoever posts it, and I screenshot it and I immediately send it to Felicia and Karen and say, I want to knit this. And I do. I print the pattern, I buy it, print it, come in here, and I buy the yarn.
And they know you pretty well, so they know what to pick.
Because if I don't do it immediately, I'll forget that I fell in love with it. I'll forget what it was. So I immediately buy the pattern and come and buy the yarn, and then it's a done deal.
It's beautiful yarn.
It is gorgeous. And then the next one on the list is the Coffee Bean cardigan by Elizabeth Smith. And I bought these two beautiful
Kelbourne Woolen Scout.
Kelbourne Woolen Scout. So it's just a simple striped cardigan. I saw this pattern a long time ago and wanted to knit it. So I have all that yarn at home. And the final one on the list, because I do knit fast, as everybody knows, because I knit one thing at a time. I can knit a sweater in a couple weeks. So the next one, which I'm so tempted to pull this one out of order, because I love this so much, is the light the light sweater. It's not a cardigan, a pullover. It's a V-neck by Georgia Farrell. And I am going to knit it in Rowan Felted Tweed and matching Rowan Mohair. So I'm so excited about that. So I've inserted pictures, I'm sure, of that. So those are my definitely fall into winter next on the list.
So do you knit every day?
Absolutely.
Oh, you do?
Yes, for a lot. Usually for at least an hour, at least a couple hours. Yeah. I just love knitting. I bring it everywhere. I just love it. I mean, this was a little complicated for a while, so I couldn't really knit it. Like if we go out to dinner and and we're waiting for our food to come, I might bring my knitting and knit a couple stitches. But so those are definitely my next, and I might insert things. You never know.
It's kind of like when someone tells you what to cook for dinner, and you have all the ingredients, and then you just go.
It's so much
for
easier.
me, that's like half the battle is what do I make for dinner? I don't mind cooking. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy shopping for ingredients, but then deciding what to make is always a challenge.
Yeah.
Why I don't just like have tried and true, like,
Monday
family
we're making-
favorites. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I get bored and I want to make something different. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Am I up?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay. I talked about some of these in my catch episode, which was, I don't know, a month and a half or so ago. So there are more details in that episode. So I didn't bring my yarn because I'll just have her insert pictures. So first on my list is the Vellichor by Andrea Mowry. Now, this is an older pattern. It was released in 2019. But when we went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, I feel like that was the Maryland Sheep and Wool sweater. I saw just gorgeous versions of it. So that caught our eye. And then we went to Green Mountain Spinnery and we picked out yarn. So you have yarn for a Vellichor also.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And in fact, I need some of your white.
Right.
So I can start mine.
Okay.
But as I promised and committed, and please hold me accountable, I will be spending September catching up on all my whips because I'm just finally motivated.
That's so exciting.
I know. It is pretty exciting because, I can pick up a sweater that has just a sleeve and a half to go, and it's like an instant sweater. So I'm actually highly motivated. So yeah, the Vellichor by Andrea Mowry, and Vellichor is a word that means the smell of an old bookstore. I think that's what it means.
Right. You
And
told me.
yeah, I don't know. I just think that is a super cool word. I don't even know how to use it in a sentence, but anyway, super cool word. And I did mention the Green Mountain Spinnery, simply fine. So yeah, I need some of the white. So I guess we got it in 50-gram skeins, and the white only came in 100 grams. So you and I were going to split it.
We were going to split it.
Yeah, because we don't need all of it. So.
Just remind me.
I will.
Do you need it before I go on vacation?
No, because I'll be spending all of September catching up on my whips.
Okay.
So no, thank you though. So yeah, see, next on my list is the Yuki No Hi No, and it was the sample that was between us for our last episode. I think
Episode
the
21.
blue.
Yes.
It's a top-down cardigan. I'm looking over there because it's on a hanger up there. It's a top-down cardigan, and it's got an embroidery detail, and it's I purchased the yarn that was suggested in the pattern, which is the Biche Bouche Le Gros Mohair in black. And then I have Felicia's leftover Ito. It's Ito. Ito Boucle from hers. So
She's saying that because you misspoke in the previous video.
I thought it was the Julie Asseline boucle, but it's Ito. So
which is also a beautiful boucle. I saw it today when I was browsing.
So she gave me her little bit that was left over. So I cannot wait to wear it. And I think that it's possibly something I might make more than one of. So,
nice.
Yeah. So that is imminent. So those will be started in October, I think.
Nice.
Okay, next on my list is the Hen sweater. Now, if you've been following along for a while, I'm on this, quest for a ribbed sweater. And I have vacillated and gone back and forth, and I, couldn't choose. But this morning I decided to commit to the Hen sweater by Knit. And that was released in 2022, so it's not a new sweater. I thought it was cute. So I think a viewer reminded me or told me that aegyo is a Korean word. It says, I wrote it down, refers to a Korean phenomenon where it's desired to appear irresistible or extra cute.
I love that.
Yeah, so aegyo is a new to me designer. I want to say Danish and Korean combo there, and it's a mother-daughter, and I heard about them from Hella of Danish Musings. So anyway, I love that sweater. So I think that's the one I've committed to, and I've already bought yarn. I bought the Isager Marianne and Isager Silk Mohair to go with it. So yeah, just the top down in the round, drop shoulder, ribbed, pretty, it looks pretty oversized. I don't know what kind of ease I'll choose. I think I do want something really oversized. Something I can tuck into my jeans and kind of slouchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So that is on my must knit list. And I do have 2 accessories.
Do it.
So I was browsing Instagram, as one does, and this designer, her name is Guri Peterson, but she's Indie Blomst, and I'm probably not saying that right, on Instagram. So it's INDIBLOMST, Indie Blomst on Instagram. And she sells patterns on her website also, and on Ravelry. But I saw this balaclava for my grandson, and I just thought, okay, it had a little pom-pom. His little face is going to be peeking through.
So cute.
And it's got a split neck. So it looks super comfortable. I feel like it's going to stay on. It doesn't have ties. So I showed it to him. He'll be 3 in October. I said, oh, do you like this? Do you want Mimi to make you this? He knows knitting. Like he says knitting. Oh, Mimi, you're knitting. And we decided that we were going to do blue. And yeah, it's super cute. So it's called the Elisenberg Balaclava by Indie Blomst. And it's a DK pattern. So I actually picked up, I was shopping before you got here. I picked up this Malabrigo Rios, which is a super wash yarn.
Gorgeous.
He wanted blue, so it's called Matisse Blue, and it's super soft. He's got sensitive skin, so I wanted something soft. And, washable would be great, too. So, anyway, I'm excited to get that started.
That's gorgeous.
And I'm really, really, really resisting the urge to cast it on. I'm going to go straight to my whips. Do not pass go. Go straight to the whips. That's what I'm doing. So
self-control, Jonna.
Oh, speaking of whips. So if you are a longtime viewer, you may remember that I started the Stephen West mystery knit-along
2 years ago.
Shawl 2 years ago. I should have written it down. Shawlography.
Right.
And I liked my colors. I liked my yarn. And I think the last clue was released, and I saw the kind of circus stripe finish, and I thought, I'm just not going to wear that. And I just stopped work on it. And I really enjoyed that process. And I was in my studio and going through all the whips, and I pulled that out, and I thought, this is really nice. This is a lot of work. I made the little caterpillars, and I made the shrimps, and I made the, I made all the things, and it was really fun. And I thought, gosh, I should just figure out a way to end it, with some other border and finish it. So, of course, on Ravelry and on Instagram and on YouTube, I've been seeing Stephen West's face pop up for his Geo Gradient Mystery Knit-Along. And those are 2 words that really resonate with me. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
I'm thinking geometric, not geography. Hopefully it doesn't look like a map. I'm thinking something geometric with a gradient. And some of the kits, I've seen some of the kits, and it's usually just a monochrome gradient. So I thought I have left over Holst Super Soft from the previous MKAL. And I have a black, a white, a gray, and camel ecru kind of color. Perfect. So I am going to jump on that bandwagon.
Oh, nice.
I know, crazy, right? I think it's going to be good.
Is it a mystery knit-along?
It is a mystery knit-along. Oh. But he did mention some of his other shawls, like the Vertices Unite and another gradient shawl that he did. So I'm thinking it's going to be something geometric kind of pieced together with a gradient. So I'm all for it. So that sounds right up my alley. I think it'll be big because we know that Stephen West doesn't do anything small. And it'll be cozy because it's whole super soft. And it's going to be in colors that are going to be easy for me to put into my wardrobe. So it's a win-win. I did want a shawl. I don't want to knit half and half triangles wrap. I don't know why. I know people love that shawl, but it just seems super... And I think that's part of the allure, or part of why people want to knit that shawl, or it's because it's just back and forth. It's just garter stitch. It's very rhythmic. It's very relaxing. It's definitely a social knit, something that you can take anywhere. And I would love to own one. I'm just not sure I want to knit one. So I just see some beautiful ones on, all over the place. So, yeah. All right. So that is my list of, I will definitely knit those things.
Nice.
You know me.
After you
I'm sort of non-committal. I
whips.
kind of jump around, but I think I'm pretty committed to those. So
nice.
Yeah, and I have yarn for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's your next section?
My next section is these are notes to myself. Knits that are on my radar, possibilities. Designers that I'm interested in, new to me, challenging. Knits that are on my radar if I had time in a different life.
Okay. Well, I have a list of wish list.
Okay.
That who knows if I can finish them this year. Maybe they could be early next year, winter, but definitely things I definitely want to knit, and some things I don't have yarn for yet.
Okay.
But some things that I do. So the first one I saw last year at Rhinebeck in person.
You saw someone wearing it.
We were sitting eating on a bench, and someone was walking by wearing this cardigan, and I jumped up off the bench, ran over to her, and accosted her. No, I just went up and said, excuse me, your cardigan is gorgeous. What is it? And she said, it's the Maple Cardigan by Marie Wallin. So I will insert a picture, but I absolutely love this cardigan. I love the flowers on the body. I love the striped sleeves. I love the striped rib at the bottom of the body. I just think it's the most gorgeous sweater ever. So, doing my browsing here today, I could order British Breeds, but I would just love to use a yarn from here, and I'm sure usually her sweaters have 12 to 13 colors. I don't know if this one does.
It's DK or Sport?
I don't know.
Okay.
Her British breeds are DK, so I'm assuming.
It's DK.
Yeah, so... Oh, funny, these are actually Rowan yarns. These are the Rowan, yeah. So it's Rowan Felted Tweed. So I think I'm going to try to find a yarn here in a similar fiber. It's kind of a rusticy, sticky yarn. And I'm so excited about it. I took a picture of her that day.
Yeah, you did.
And I feel like, did we put it in a video maybe? I can't remember. But it's just gorgeous. Anyway, I'm not going to talk long about these. The next thing is I've been wanting to knit my husband and I, not ugly Christmas sweaters, but nice Christmas sweaters. And I fell in love with this pattern by Arne and Carlos. And I actually bought yarn here to knit it. And so I would love to, if I can plow through at least 2 of these fall knits and maybe cast this on in November. That would be really fun. But the Rein sweater, the Rein sweater by Arne and Carlos, it has this kind of funny looking reindeer on it, and I think it would be funny to buy a little tiny red pom-pom and at Christmas time pin the little pom-pom.
I don't know. I think they're going to be really beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
So I already picked out yarn here, and kind of low-key yarn, because I think it would be fun to have it also just be a nice sweater. So I think I'm going to do my husband's in, oh no, I know I am. I bought the yarn. And speaking of this, it's Knit by Numbers DK, John Arbon, which I talked about in the last episode because I'm crocheting my flower blanket with it. And I mentioned that it's hard to get a hold of this yarn because it's been discontinued. They are coming out with a new fiber content, also Knit by Numbers. But I was informed after we filmed, and when Karen and Felicia watched the video, they love this yarn. We love this yarn. They have tons of it here.
Oh, great.
Not every color, but they have tons of I forgot what it's called now. John Arbon, Knit by Numbers. They even have on their sale sill, they call it their sale sill. Did you know that?
I didn't.
They have a big, huge windowsill on that side of the shop, and all the yarns on there usually are on sale. So they have a lot of John Arbon Knit by Numbers over there, certain colors that they had really a lot of for sale over there. But if you need John Arbon Knit by Numbers, you want to knit with it, it's just a beautiful yarn. So my husband's, I think, is going to be brown with the black reindeer, and mine's going to be black with the brown reindeer.
Oh.
Would that be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they'll be maybe a little bit more wearable all winter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then two more. Last year, I think, I bought yarn for the Felix cardigan, and so many people have been making Felix cardigans, and it's taking everything in me not to stick that in my queue.
And it's a quick knit, too.
It is a quick knit.
Yeah.
So I might stick it in my queue eventually, but I bought, it's so funny, I just realized it's very similar to my sparkle cardigan color.
It is. You had a blue phase, too.
Yeah, I bought Berroco Mercado when I was on Long Island at North Fork Fiber Arts, and I even bought buttons that day. Did I ever show you the buttons?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was it was before they did their rebranding. Look at how pretty they are.
Wow, super pretty. Yeah. Cool.
So anyway, that Felix cardigan is also on my list, and then another wish list is last February when we went to Vogue Knit Live, we took 2 classes on Japanese patterns, and I want to pick out a Japanese knitting pattern, but I want to not one that's written in a regular a Western way. I want to pick out a Japanese knit pattern that's written out the Japanese way, the one-page way. So I'm taking suggestions if anybody has any suggestions.
And I want to go to that bookstore in the city.
Yes.
Yeah, and look at the magazines.
Yes.
Yeah.
She suggested a bookstore in the city.
Yeah.
So maybe we can do a field trip and do that.
Yeah.
But I would love to knit. And there's a lot of, I think, I would love to try knitting like with more Ito yarns. I haven't used them a lot. That would be really fun. I use their Mohair all the time, and I use their Kinu in colorwork once. But it would be really cool to incorporate that. And obviously there's Erie Shimizu patterns, which maybe I'll do one of those as well. But I want to find a Japanese pattern written out the Japanese way so I can practice what we learned.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
And I can wear
I just want to go and look at the magazines. I mean, I'm fine with knitting one. I just don't have the confidence. But if you're knitting it, then you can help me.
I think it'd be fun. We'll figure it out as we go, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All righty. So. Okay, so this is my list of, I don't know, dream knits or just beautiful things I've seen on Instagram or things I'd like to knit but don't have yarn for, don't have plans for. So the first is called the Bifurca Vest, and I think I may have gotten this in my email because I signed up for test knits from Teti Lutzak, is her name, and this was just released in September 2023, and it's just a beautiful, it looks like something from a folklore costume, but it's not costumey, and I've seen several versions that are somewhat less contrast, low contrast, that are just beautiful. It's just really interesting and unique. I think the construction is unique also. It's modular. I think there is some knitting in the round. You start out with a rectangle that's knit in the round, and then maybe build off of that. So it's got a really beautiful floral color work. It's 2 colors. It's got some contrast on the sleeves and the neckline. It's just beautiful. So knit out of DK, and there's definitely examples. If you go to Ravelry, and you can put in a picture of the sample. But yeah, a lot of people have knit it so far, and I think it just would be cool to have in my wardrobe. It's definitely a statement piece, something that, someone may ask you, oh, was that, handed down in your family, or did you buy that in a vintage shop or something? It's just really unusual and interesting. So that is on my radar. And then I don't know if it was yesterday. It was yesterday when I sat down to kind of start making this list. I saw Matilda and Julia's Greatest Knits podcast come up. And they don't publish very often. They don't have a huge following. They are two friends like we are. And Matilda, I believe, worked for Stephen West. And Julia is a designer in her own right, Julia Wilkins. And sometimes they're together in person on the podcast, and sometimes they're Zooming. And they're just, I don't know, they're just sweet and cute and bubbly and charming and interesting. It's a really interesting podcast. They talk about things that they're inspired by. They talk about cooking. They had a big salad episode. And I know the last episode was kind of like, what are your weeknight go-tos and what's your company go-to? And anyway, they're just, I don't know, just charming. That's the only thing I can think of. So anyway, Julia Wilkins has a new design out, and it is called the Carol. She has the Carol and the Carol 2. And Matilda was wearing the Carol 2 today in the episode. I don't know when it came out, this last week or so. And the Carol 2, it has this one row that's a little bit different than the Carol 1. It's named after Carole King, the singer-songwriter.
Yeah, love Carole King.
Yeah, so I would say it's a scrappy, stash-busty project. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. And I also think that the samples on the Ravelry page are colorful and have a lot of contrast, but I feel like you could make this in a really low contrast palette and it would be stunning. Like, the more I'm sitting here talking about it, the more excited I'm getting. I showed it to Felicia. I was like, have you seen this? She's like, yeah, someone showed that to me earlier today. I was like, I don't know. It's just something about it. It's a top down in the round. I think it's a pretty simple knit, but just occasional rows of color work and texture. I'll have you put in a picture, but yeah. I don't know. I think it's really, really interesting. So I guess this is Jonna's list of interesting knits. Oh, where that goes, who knows? And this is just, you see kind of how my mind goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm all over the place. Okay, the next one is the Snow Crocus, and this is a 2020 pattern by Midori Hirose. And this came on my radar because Hella from Danish Musings, can you tell I'm a fan, is making it. And it's the craziest. It's almost iridescent. She's using the yarn that the sample was made in, and it's green. It's like apple green, and I want to say blue. But when you knit them together, it's this kind of iridescent lavender, and it's almost like the yarn just took on a whole new life. And it's a gorgeous sweater. It has a very relaxed crew neck, but with deep ribbing, and it's got cables and a lot going on. One color, let's see what my notes say. Worsted top down, wide rib neckline. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful sweater. I don't know if I'm attracted to the beautiful lavender in this yarn, or to Hella because she's so lovely, or to the sweater. I don't know. It's just
probably a combination of all three.
Yes, combination of all three, as it normally is.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a really beautiful sweater. That said, on my Instagram today, I saw Melissa from Sonder Yarn Company, who is formerly of... Why am I drawing a blank? Espace Tricot. Thank you. They're like the Wizard of Oz back there. They know all. They're omniscient, and they know all, so we can just yell over the divide over there. Yes, so Melissa of Sonder Yarn Company had on a solid color Easy V by Caitlin Hunter. And talk about a neckline. It's just this relaxed, very elegant, almost like a ballet neckline. And I thought, that is pretty special. It's pretty oversized. on Melissa, it looks beautiful, and she has it belted and tucked into a skirt. That said, I feel like I would need to think about the ease before I cast that on, but that would be a quick knit, and it is just the silhouette of that and the neckline. I'm sold. So, and then I'm still having my love affair with Anna Wenzel, who I think is just really, her eye for design and color and construction and texture is just way off the charts. And so I'm continuing my love affair, but still haven't knit a pattern of hers. So the one I have on my list is the Comma V-neck, which came out in February of this year. And I don't know, what can I say? It's worsted top down, seamless in the round, all over texture, cables, and pointelle. And I happen to have some knitting for Olive, heavy merino. That would be perfect for it. So that is my list of 4 sweaters that are interesting, and
it sounds like you really want to knit them too. I thought these were going to be kind of these kind of sweaters where you say
kind of editorial,
right?
Like a fashion show.
Like I like it, but I would never wear it. But
right.
It sounds like you really love all of these, and they would fit into your wardrobe, and you really.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, do it.
I know. Well, if I can find things in my stash to use, let me rephrase that. I'm sure I can find things in my stash that I can use to make those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just need more time, more hands.
Well, one thing you love is winter is coming. It's going to get dark earlier.
Yes.
You're going to be home in front of the fire.
Yep.
You're not going to be out all the time.
No, I'll still have a puppy, but...
Yeah, but it's also, the other day I was knitting somewhere with George. Oh, we went to the New York Botanical Gardens, and I was knitting because I wanted to knit. We were sitting in the shade, but it was really warm and humid.
Yeah.
And the yarn, this is sticky yarn anyway, it barely ran through my fingers.
Oh.
I mean, barely.
Yeah.
So I love being outside in the summer, but no matter what I'm knitting, I find it hard to knit. And, the yarn doesn't run through my hands easily.
Right.
And, so anyway.
I've been diligent about knitting in my sock in the car.
Good.
So it's growing.
I love it now that my husband can drive, because I can actually, I used to be so envious of Jonna and her car knitting.
Right.
And now my husband's allowed to drive, so I can be a passenger and knit.
Yeah.
So is that it for our personal fall plans?
I think it is. Now we need to talk about the Petite Knit goodies that are behind us.
I have to say, as I was gathering these sweaters for this episode, this mini-sode, I saw all the others that weren't even on I didn't even own last year, the 14. Because, of course, after that I kept purchasing sweaters quantities of yarn.
Right.
So I kept thinking, oh, I forgot I got that. Oh, I want to knit that too. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Look at that yarn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I have a lot of things. I could not buy yarn for another 2 years, and still... I love being able to, though, be surrounded by it and know all these projects I'm going to make and get excited about them. It really helps me.
And it's like me looking at my stash. It's just, oh, I forgot I had that. And, oh, then then 10 patterns flash through my head. And, oh, the possibilities.
Yeah,
so,
it's really fun.
Yeah, I really love my stash. I'm comforted by my stash.
Nice. So,
I think I might need both hands for this part.
So we'll talk about the Petite Knit KAL. So as I said, I haven't really decided what I want. If I find something, I did see a beautiful cable texture sweater that she designed, and then she has a men's version and a women's version. Maybe it is the Storm. And I was thinking,
I think it just came out.
I can knit that for my husband.
Yeah.
But I think I have so many things to knit already.
The cool thing about her patterns is they come in most of them come in infant. Infant all the way through adult.
Yeah, it's really fun. So that's another one I would love to knit. So I'm probably going to knit a black cardigan. But anyway, so I need to buy yarn because I haven't bought the yarn yet. And but here at Pick Up Every Stitch, they have many Petite Knit samples. So if you're in the area and you want to come and
try one on,
look at the samples. I know there's some samples here that you've talked about, like this one.
So this is definitely on my list, and this is the vertical stripe sweater, and this came out in 2017, so it's not a new pattern. And I just want to say thank you to Barb, who gifted me this pattern.
Who did?
a viewer named Barb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just showed up in my Ravelry email.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so thank you, Barb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I tried this on, and I think I happened to be wearing pants that day. I'm wearing shorts today. I put on pants and walked out to the car. I was like, this is not happening.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get something fallish at Starbucks, so I ordered an iced pumpkin spice latte. Or an iced Americano with oat milk and two pumps of pumpkin spice, yeah. So, anyway, so we're kind of like channeling fall here, even though it's 93 degrees outside. Mm-hmm. So Felicia made this, and I will definitely make this, if not in the next 3 months.
This is knit with one strand of
Sanduscar and Lana, I think.
And one strand of silk mohair.
Yeah. And this is a pretty heavy sweater, and I think that might have to do with the Lena. But it's oversized, but it's not too oversized. This one in particular, I don't see what size it was. But knowing Felicia, it's probably a small. So anyway, this is a gorgeous choice, I think.
It is beautiful.
Anyway, let me see what else is on this rack that is on my list, and I know that this pink one knit by Karen.
When she wears this, it just fits her like a dream. It's so beautiful.
This is the Cumulus blouse, and it's a DK weight pattern. I think she made this out of something yummy. It feels very soft.
Karen, what's your Cumulus made out of?
Clinton Hill.
Oh, Clinton Hill cashmere. Yes, it feels very
yummy.
Cashmere-like. It is 100% cashmere. Yeah, so it's a DK weight. So I think this sweater can be knit with holding 2 strands of mohair together, but then also you could use a fingering and plus a mohair.
Yeah, she has different editions, right?
Yeah, I think so. And she has another one that's the O-neck Cumulus blouse. So if you want a scoop neck instead of
one thing I realized in a video we did somewhere, maybe at the beginning of the summer, the whole southern hemisphere is going into summer, and we're going into winter. There's a Cumulus top, which is a spaghetti strap, right? Pretty sure it was on.
Okay.
I saw it recently.
I mean, and there are lots of summer patterns. Oh, and this one I'm wearing is the Audrey top by Petite Knit. So yeah, for those of you going into summer, lots of choices.
So these will be spring knits for you.
Yes. I don't think there is.
There's a champagne.
There's a champagne cardigan.
Is that this one?
Yes.
Oh,
which I tried on when I got here, and it's beautiful.
I think this is what I'm going to knit.
I know, I don't want to knit the same thing as you, but
I want a Cumulus as well. But
I think I will knit this at some point. I have to say, this is an extra small, and it was like Grandpa's sweater on me in a cute, attractive way. But there's a lot of ease built into some of these patterns, so definitely keep that in mind when you choose. But Karen did say that it took her as long to knit the double knit button band as it did to knit the whole cardigan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So I think that is a time investment. But I mean, this is just a beautiful staple. This one's quite heavy.
This is it in double Sunday.
With a strand
held
of
with Isager silk mohair.
It's quite dense.
It's so beautiful.
The gauge is pretty dense.
Oh,
it's a heavy sweater.
It is.
It's beautiful on. Yes. You should knit this one.
Yeah.
I want to knit that one, but you can knit it. I definitely want another cardigan.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah, I definitely need cardigans. No question.
It's so nice to be able to rip your sweater off when you need to.
What else is on here that we want to talk about?
Felicia is currently working on the Friday slipover. I would love to make one of her slipovers. I have one on my list, the Stockholm slipover with the V-neck. I mean, like I said, if you told me what to knit, I would just knit it because I would love everything.
Yeah, beautiful. And this is the Copenhagen cardigan.
Oh, okay.
And this is 2 strands of Isager Maryland held double. And this has no buttonholes. So it has button bands, but no buttonholes, and pockets.
They're like the continuous pockets that you knit into the...
I love that. Yeah, they're
sweater.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Esther cardigan for my granddaughter has these same kind of pockets. Yeah. That's another Petite Knit pattern.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And
you don't
said
have
she loves this Maryland, Isager Maryland. yarn held together. And she was just about to say that you can make baby knits.
How did you know? I didn't even say it.
I knew that's what you were going to say. Because I'm your friend and I can read your mind.
That's so funny. That's exactly what I was going to say. You don't have to knit an adult garment. You can knit accessories. You can knit. She made that cute little pouch with the zipper.
Oh, handbags.
Yeah. I mean, you can knit whatever you want.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
excited to see everybody's
I wonder if she even
choice.
I think she might even have pillows. And, of course, we've both made several Oslo hats. There's a Sophie scarf. We didn't talk about that yet.
Wow. This is a commitment.
Oh, yes. The zipper cardigan. Now, if you look at this sample on Meta, who is the designer behind Petite Knit, it is very oversized. You could fit 3 of her in it. So, like I said, just keep that in mind.
But I did one garment where I put in a zipper, and that's just a commitment. And it's gorgeous. It looks store-bought. This looks like you would buy it at Banana Republic or something. And
if you go to the Petite Knit website, she does sell the zipper pulls. She sells the zippers, and she sells tags and all kinds of
tags. I love how she hand stitches the size in it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos where she's hand stitching the size on the tag? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her.
But she has lots of accessories that go along with her patterns, so that's also really interesting. So if you want to order something like that, try to get your notions early. So
yeah, and this is knit in Illimani Santi 2 and 1 strand of mohair. If it's a Felicia sweater, it has mohair in it.
Yes. And again, another heavy sweater. So I mentioned the Sophies. Here's a bunch of Sophies. So Sophie scarves and Sophie shawl, which is the bigger version. And now, and this is going to sound like a commercial or a plug for Twice Sheared Sheep, which is one of our affiliates. Actually, it's our only affiliate. But the only trouble I had with the Sophie scarf, and as I'm holding this, I immediately want to cast one on, is keeping track of where to make the increases and where to make the decreases, because it was hard to count the rows in the garter stitch. And I think using that Twice Sheared Sheep row counter is going to help me make my increases in the right place.
Can I tell you honestly, in my Lunenburg, I'm using a chart, and the total chart has 49 rows. And so I did, 1 through 10 on my row counter.
And then
I didn't add an extra marker. I already know where I am. And then I did 1 through 10 and 1 through 10. And now, it is so helpful.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that I lived without that thing for so long.
I know.
I really love it.
And that's the cool thing about having them as an affiliate is that, we genuinely like their products and we like the company. And okay, I have a couple other sweaters on my list that aren't on the rack.
Good.
Is there something else?
Yeah, there's
I really
many
love
things.
This one. Is this the Marseille sweater?
I don't know. We could pull so many of these. There's so many here.
Yes, Marseille. So she has some, nautical, kind of that French Breton look, striped. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So lots and lots to choose from.
So many. We had Poppy in a recent video.
Yeah, in the original yarn.
Yeah, so
yeah,
lots of things to choose from.
Yeah. Then you've got the Sunday sweater, the Monday sweater, the Friday slipover, there's a Saturday sweater. Oh.
This is the hand sewn.
Oh, we're being handed a sweater. Look at this.
If anyone wants to do a men's sweater.
Oh, wow. Wow,
Thank
this
you,
is
Karen.
beautiful.
Wow.
Tell me again the name.
And this is light.
Hand sewn
Wow. Beautiful.
for my Italian husband.
This is gorgeous. And what yarn is this?
That's the Clinton Hill worsted.
Oh, okay.
Clinton Hill worsted. It's cashmere, of course.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow,
It's
this
got
is
a beautiful
beautiful.
neckline, too.
Just everything about it is beautiful. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, baby, anywhere, babies, men's, women's.
That's, if you didn't hear, that's Karen's husband's sweater.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can do men's wear,
I'm
women's
not even
wear.
so hot that I can't have this on my... We turned off the air conditioning so that we wouldn't have the noise. And I'm comfortable.
Good.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I am fine. I'm totally fine.
And I have a cashmere sweater on my lap.
Oh, wait, we don't talk about what we're wearing in mini-sodes, but this fun thing, Jonna saw this.
Well, we were getting our nails. We were getting our pedicure.
Right. Oh, is that
at
what
the nail salon?
Oh, and you saw an ad for this?
My husband works in the fashion industry, and he said, "Oh, you should check out Zulily." So I did, and I don't know. I just saw this, and I thought, "Oh, this looks like him."
And you showed me, and I said, "Oh,
Just
I
order
want
it."
So she ordered it.
Yeah. Well, it's good for today because it's very light. And
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tunic. It covers my bum.
Yeah.
Love that.
And I am obsessed with my new Audrey top. So anyway.
It fits you perfectly. It's really lovely.
As soon as, if you watched our previous episode, I was battling with the Lino tape yarn. And as soon as the episode ended, I just frogged that thing. I just thought, I just can't do this another minute. And I went over and bought 4 bullet skeins of the Isager Her Organic, which is 100% linen. I held it double. It's what the sample is made from. And it's interesting, on the web page on Ravelry for the yarn, it suggests not knitting in the round because of biasing, and I had none of that. I had no bias, so I had no twisting, no biasing. I was very happy. It went quickly. I think I made it in about 10 days, and I love it.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I love it. So anyway, love this Petite Knit pattern.
Great. So we definitely hope that you join our KAL.
Yeah.
And
there will be prizes.
There will be prizes.
There will be winners.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Deal
more
with that
about
later.
that. Yes, exactly. It's a lot just to make a decision to do a KAL.
Right.
So thank you again, Rachel, for the suggestion.
Yeah.
Right? Our friend Rachel from Massachusetts.
Who is a member of our channel. And she is a tier 3 member, which is Cable
3.
And we once a month get together and have a live Zoom with our Cable 3 members. They become our knitting group. You know, it's more than just talking about what we're knitting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody's kind of in a different place in their lives. And so it's really, you know, they become friends. So we're grateful for that. I actually upgraded my Arne and Carlos membership so I could be in their Zoom.
Fun.
I know. I'm obsessed with Arne and Carlos.
Yeah. I hope we can meet them someday.
I think I'm the Arne and you're the Carlos.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You're so organized, and Carlos and me, I'm like Arne. I'm like, you know, oh, I see a squirrel. Like, oh, isn't that a cute squirrel?
So funny.
I'm very distracted and go off on tangents and things. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's part of our appeal, though, is
all
we're
over the
so
place.
different, right? We're so different.
Yeah.
But we join together in this love of knitting and love of each other.
Yeah.
So, and what else? We have merch. I found out
You're a
that
terrible salesperson.
a man at my mom's church bought one of our
cashmere
mugs.
has to come off. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, how funny.
A man at my mom's church bought one of our mugs.
That's sweet.
It's really funny. He saw my mom has our tote bag, and she uses that as her knitting bag. And he saw it and asked what it was, and then he went on and bought one of our mugs.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that the funniest thing?
That's funny.
I don't think he's a knitter either.
That's funny.
But that's okay. Maybe eventually we can add more merch. We just kind of set it up in the beginning. And
I have to say, the spring website is not super user-friendly.
I don't love that platform. Maybe we'll switch platforms.
That's part of it.
Yeah. We've had a lot of issues with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we did it.
And we did it.
Yeah.
Without air conditioning. On the hottest day of the year.
Right. But I'm sure you heard the cars and the trucks going by.
Oh, yeah. And there's a dog daycare down the street, so the dogs can bark, and then they walk by, and so they're
fighting in the parking lot.
Their leashes make noise. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the last episode, our main episode, we changed the song because we're having some issues. So anyway, I told her no one would notice, and I don't think I saw one comment about the song.
Yes, we didn't announce it, but when I uploaded the video, a different copyright claim was made by a different company, and I haven't been able to get in touch with them. So at the last minute, the night before we aired it to our members with the knitting song. And that's still live for them, but I switched it back to our mini-sewed song, which is a copyright-free Esther's Waltz, and not one single person said, what happened to the knitting song?
So it's okay. You can let yourself off the hook. I know you love that song. I know you do.
I just love hearing the harmonica.
The harmonica. I even went to the YouTube has a, this is way too much information, but YouTube has a free music library, and I even typed in harmonica to see if I could get something like similar just to soothe your soul. But anyway, it is what it is.
I'll get over it.
Yeah, the important things are...
We may use it again someday if it gets solved. If not...
Yeah, or my daughter might sing it. we'll see if we can get the rights to music. Who knows?
Exactly. We'll figure.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't know
it's
anyone who plays the
fine.
harmonica, but
It's
yes,
fine.
It's fine. Everyone said it was fine.
Yes.
So, yes.
It makes
So
me a little
thank you.
sad, but it's
Yeah.
one of the smallest things on the planet to worry about. So
Yes.
ultimately, who cares?
Yes. So thank you to the subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, my grandson started their own YouTube channel, but it's private, so you can't subscribe. But in their videos, they say, smash that like button. And I was like, where'd you get that?
Kids are so
Yeah,
they pick
smash
up
that
everything.
like button. So hit that subscribe button. And
Don't forget the code.
I know. I'm like, what code? I think I heard a siren. Was that the phone? Honestly, I'm just like out to lunch.
What time is it?
Right.
So-
So that was my next question.
If you want the discount, the pick up every stitch discount to buy your yarn for the Petite Knit KAL
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks from the day this airs,
September
15th through September 30th.
10% off any yarn in the store. You have to call. They do have a website, but you cannot purchase directly from the website. They have uber fast shipping, and they're happy to help you. They'll send you screenshots, and you can text with them, and super knowledgeable. So the code is KJPUPKAL, and that's K and J for Kim and Jonna. PU for pick up, because this is pick up every stitch, and then PK for petite knit, and then we just added an A and an L on the end for the KAL.
So there's not an extra K.
There's not an
but
extra
I'll
K.
put it in the captions.
Right,
Okay.
as we're
so
talking.
so stop the video
Right.
and read the caption, and then you'll see what it is. So it's
KJPUPKAL. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just tell them that you're part of the knit along, mention the code, and you'll get 10% off.
Yep. And we'll have more information about our cast on party. Obviously, it will be a live Zoom, right? What we're gonna do?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Here at the shop.
Yes. So yeah, we'll put out more information about the live Zoom cast on party in the future. So
Yeah, and it'll be here at the shop, so
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody has to clean their house.
Yay!
High five. No, a real one.
Okay, I gotta move my hand.
Oh, there you go. I was like, what is this? That was
Sorry.
a very, okay. All right.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for this? What are we gonna call this?
I don't know.
I'm sweating. Can you see me sweating?
A little bit.
We're gonna talk about our
The
fall
fall
knitting
knit,
plan.
Fall knit episode. You're sweating. We have the AC off. We might not make it.
Fall knits. Fall knitting.
Yeah.
Sweater weather. Are you ready for sweater weathers? We can say
Sweater
that.
weather?
Are
Yeah.
you ready for sweater weather?
We're melting. We're melting. Welcome to Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. I'm Jonna,
And I'm Kim.
and this is our getting ready for sweater weather video.
You said
Episode. Can I say episode? I'm going to do that over, so not planning works for us.
So what
Where
did we
were
say?
we? I walked in here all like,
We're gonna start